Hello there, I'm the student and this is my first video on this channel, so please be kind for any mistakes I'm maybe going to make, or probably I'm going to make. So yeah, I'm not that experienced yet, but as you can see we are in the game of EU4 and we are playing the latest patch 1.34 with the DLC Lions of the North. And I wanted to show you one of my best experience that I ever had. It's the game of Gotland, and not the pirate Gotland actually. There are a lot of videos on YouTube showing that gameplay. I won't bother doing that either. We are going to play the Monarchy Path and you'll see why in a second. So before we go in to Gotland, I'm playing on two mods. I'm playing on the Theatrum Orbis Terrarum mod, which lets the world look like this. And I'm playing on the Great Exhibition mod, which adds little pictures to the events, just like you have seen a minute ago. And yeah, we are going to play as Scotland. As I said, we are going to play the Monarchy Path. We got this little mission tree. It's not that big as the pirate mission tree, but it is still, quite strong. Let me just say that it's quite strong because of all the events and modifiers you get from that, and a lot of them are actually permanent. So you see what happens actually if you are able to defeat Denmark, and I'm going to defeat Denmark with their rivals and their enemies, and I'm going to become Denmark, and I'm going to become actually a better Denmark, and I'm going to show you what I've done if I'm done with Denmark. This is the Denmark that I've got after the war against them in the year 1457, obviously in the Ironman mode. And I defeated Denmark, I inherited Denmark through the mission tree, and I obviously got Sweden and Norway under my PU right now. Got claims over here already from the first Danish mission that I completed. But anyways, I'm right now Denmark basically, so you would think, yeah, why would I start as Scotland? I mean, aside from the flavor you get, which is really a nice thing, it is just in any ways a better Denmark. It's a better Denmark because of the ideas. I kept the Gutish ideas obviously, which are way better, like 15% core creation cost, dev cost, mercenary maintenance, ship cost, trade power, a merchant, naval force limit plus 33%, actually a lot, and interest per annum, trade efficiency. Really nice set of ideas. I kept that, and obviously one of the other main reasons why it's stronger to do that as Scotland is that. Yeah, you see the Liberty Desire, even though they have like 13k troops and 7k troops, even the Swedish Liberty Desire is 0%, and actually it is less than 0%. Because the modifier of minus 100% that you can see there down there, it's actually more than that because of the loyalty of Sweden and because of events from the Gutish mission tree, which reduced the liberty desire of Sweden and Norway significantly. Now what happens next is obviously completing those two missions, and you'll see what is the strong thing about being Gotland after I click that mission. So I'm back with Denmark in the year 1463, and I actually waited a little bit until my heir came of age. So he's now the new ruler at 15 years because of the missions you'll see in a second. In the meantime, I conquered the Livonian Order and Riga, and I released 2 marches because, yeah, actually I think that's the strongest way to administrate this region. If you core it yourself, you just get rebels and high autonomy and stuff. So I think that's the best way to administrate it. But anyway, we can click both of these missions, and actually more down here, but let's do that first. So the Crown of Norway and the Crown of Sweden, both missions actually require you to have 150 relations with them and having their liberty desire less than 20%, which is obviously the case. So yeah, let's just do it. We get the choice of giving them something in and in exchange we're getting less liberty desire and they getting a little bit more money and stuff, or we keep the status quo, or we exploit them. And obviously on Norway and on Sweden we want actually to exploit them both. It's the same manner here. So we want to exploit them both. You see those modifiers are actually insanely strong, and both of these modifiers actually last until they are no longer a personal union with me, which in theory could be until the end of the game if you just don't integrate them. So that's actually extremely strong. But not alone that, we can also click that mission without doing anything, because we clicked the mission as Gotland of Swedish loyalty that completes this mission already. So my ruler gets another 2 mil, which is extremely nice because he's on 4, so perfect. He will be on 6 now. And also, as the AI Denmark integrated Holstein already, or inherited it through the event, I get that as well, which is some mana generation, nice. But also, we can now ratify the Karma Union already. It's the year 1463, and if you can manage to do that as Denmark, if you start as Denmark, then you might be extremely lucky or extremely tedious in your gameplay. So that is one thing that you easily achieve around this time, probably even earlier if you would want to, if you start as Gotland. And obviously what that does is it gives me a new government reform, which is actually really strong because it gives your PUs, so Sweden and Norway, those modifiers that you can see over there, which are the same modifiers that a March would get. Yeah, we can also become the Arch King, whatever. And the gameplay from now on is extremely straightforward. So you just go down this mission tree to get that permanent 25% trade efficiency, extremely strong. And you conquer England, you conquer the Lübeck trade node, you conquer maybe some stuff in the English Channel on the mainland, and you'll be becoming extremely rich in a very short amount of time. And I'll show you in a second if I am able to achieve that, and how it looks in a few years. As I got along the way of completing my missions, I've got that already, 25% trade efficiency, where do we have it? There, until the end of the game. Very nice. I got actually the Burgundian inheritance, you see that's all Danish over there, and I conquered the British Isles almost fully. But before I go on to the next part of the video, I've just got that event here, and I'm going to search for the Kingdom of Saguenay, or whatever it's called. It's basically what the text says. You can read it, obviously. It says basically that those are white men, and they are probably the heirs to Leif Erikson and his Vinland expedition. So quite nice that we found it. A little interesting, as we are actually playing the Danes, and as you can see we have Iceland. Yeah, you might see maybe we get some nice stuff going on in the future. So actually my conquistador Emanuel Lofnorn found at least something, I guess. I think that's the medium outcome of that event chain. It says that we didn't found white people and we didn't found the kingdom of Sanguinai, but we found some gold. And that's also always something. Okay, now apparently we are searching El Dorado as well, as we sent a conquistador to South America actually as well. I guess I'll take it. Okay, now again I found what I was searching for, but again it is just the medium outcome. But at least it's again 400 ducats and a few base takes and base manpower and base production in that province. And this province is actually right beside the coastline, so I might actually take that. Yeah, and also we are having the lowlands revolt, obviously. I've got 2 armies standing there to deal with that. I've got extremely lucky, I think, because I've got the search for Cibola as well, and I guess we'll find some more gold in the new world, I guess. And by the way, this is the second to last war against England. This is going to be the peace deal that I'm going to take. No coalition, almost everything of the British Isles, just leaving England, an island over there. And yeah, actually I've got Animist separatists, or zealots rather, crossing over to Reykjavik. And actually you see it's almost done, so as soon as this fleet moves away, they are going to land on Reykjavik over here. And what happens then, you'll see after I finish my war with England. Alright, as I conquered mostly the British Isles already, except this little part of an island, let's go through the state of this game right now. I've obviously got Norway and Sweden still in the PU. I've got those 2 marches from the beginning of the game. I've conquered a little bit more in Russia and added to the trading company, so I get an additional merchant over here. And yeah, I colonized a little bit with the missions that Denmark gets. They get a colonist over here and over here. And even though I'm having admin, quantity and trade ideas, I actually got a few provinces in the New World and in Africa, and I'm going to go to the Cape next to get this juicy 15 development and obviously the merchant from the trade company costs. My mana generation is pretty strong. My money is extremely strong. I'm having almost 200 income because of the English channel obviously, and because of the insane trade modifiers that I have. 25% of that obviously coming from that mission over there. And yeah, I'm about to click that mission, but not yet, because I'm waiting for those rebels. They actually managed to get their way over from this little province where I conquered it from those natives over here. And I spawned them in, I let them go over there, and then they actually relocated over to the Bahamas, over to that province over here in Florida, over to that province in Canada, and over to Eriksfjord in Greenland. And now they are actually relocating over to Reykjavik in Iceland, in the Scandinavia region, which is extremely important for what I'm going to plan next. But you see what happens if they cross. I'll let my fleet go away and I'll let them cross. We'll see what happens. So while I am waiting on the special event to spawn, which already takes quite a long time. I've got lucky on that actually, and I found Cibola, which is right now the 3rd of the 7 cities of gold in this campaign. Quite nice. Finally, a few months after I found Cibola, I now triggered the event, the Awakening of the Norse Faith. That's the event that I tried to trigger with the Animist zealots over here. And to trigger that event, you need to have a province in Scandinavia that is Animist and that is occupied by Animist zealots. And you need to be in the culture group, primary culture group of Danish, Swedish or Norwegian. And you need to be in the Age of Reformation. And as all of this is set up already, I triggered this event now, and what this says is basically that those Animist zealots over here, they found some old Norse temples over here in Scandinavia, and they are so fascinating from that religion that they are actually converting themselves to Norse rebels right now. And yeah, of course I lose 2 stability, but the province of Reykjavik is going to be Norse, and it is going to trigger 30k of Norse rebels, which are then going to hopefully relocate themselves over to the British Isles to convert all of this to the Norse faith, so that I can switch to it later. But as you can see, this unit over here is going to relocate themselves to West Jutland, which is that province over here. And that is because my capital is obviously Shaland over here. And they want to get to the capital ASAP, apparently. So that's why I'm going to trigger this mission over here right now, which gives me some bonuses until the end of the game. Not that important, but most importantly, it gives me this event, a new capital for the North Sea Empire. Actually, we might see some stuff about the North Sea Empire later, actually, again. But yeah, it says that I can move my capital to London over here, or I can keep it in Shaland, and obviously I'm going to move it to Middlesex, or respectively London over there. Now this is my capital, and if I now trigger those rebels, you see that they are going to be relocating themselves to the British Isles after they occupied all of Iceland. Okay, so first of all, of course, they converted this to the Norse Faith. And now, let's see if it works out as I planned. They should be transferring to somewhere over in Scotland over here. Let's see. And as I hoped, they are actually going to relocate themselves over to the Outer Hebrides over there, one of the islands of Scotland. And they are going to convert all of that. I'm going to obviously move my army away. And they're going to convert everything, and they're going to make everything Norse over there, as there is no fort in this region. And we'll see how long it actually takes me to become Norse. All of the British Isles is already Norse, except this little province of Essex over here, because it's a Protestant center of Reformation. But yeah, they managed to convert all of those provinces, and the rebels also relocated over to the mainland of Europe, and they, as you can see on the name placement, they converted a lot of provinces in the lowlands and in Normandy. And this brings me to a 45% Norse religion country, which is apparently the largest that I have right now. And those rebels, if you scroll down there, obviously they're going to make a lot of autonomy if they win, but they are also going to enforce my religion, their religion on my country. And yeah, they're actually, as they are controlling my capital of London over here, they're actually 0 months from enforcing. I think they'll enforce on the next month tick. So let's see how it goes. There we go. And as you can see, we've got a new estate's name already. The rebels won. Yeah, a lot of tragical autonomy. I have to get it down again. But yeah, we ended the Dutch revolt, and we are right now the Norse Empire of Denmark. And this is obviously all in Ironman mode, as you can see. Let's do cache, doesn't work. So it is in Ironman mode, and we can now select the deity. We can do everything we want with the Norse faith, and actually now the really fun part of the campaign begins, because if you have a look on those deities from the Norse faith, there you can see that there is a 10% goods produced, 10% trade efficiency, extremely strong, and also there is a 10% core creation cost modifier, which I'm right now going to take, and which together with the Gutnish ideas of 15% is going to bring me up to let's see, 40% core creation cost modifier. Actually, it should be 50%. It's I guess not applied yet. So it will bring me up to 50% core creation cost reduction, which you otherwise would just get if you form like Italy or something. So the combination of starting as Gotland, forming Denmark, becoming the Norse religion, that combination is actually extremely strong over there. And that's not everything. We can click a lot of unique decisions over here for the Norse faith. And also, as we are Norse right now, we actually get a Norse mission tree. We get the event Religious Question of Norway, and as you can see, we got a unique decision over here, which unlocks me the Norse missions. And this Norse mission tree is actually extremely interesting, and also quite strong. So I can click this mission now, which gives me the event the Restoration of the Temple of Uppsala, which gives the province of Stockholm missionary and missionary strength plus 2% and tolerance of true faith. And I am going to get the decision which allows me to unlock my deity. So there we go. For 25 prestige we can now change our deity whenever we want. Quite nice. And obviously if I would do one faith, one tag, one culture or something as the Norse religion and maybe the Norse culture, I obviously would take that province for myself, but I'm not going to plan. I'm not planning of doing so because I have a lot of tolerance of heretics and heathens, because I gave the privilege out for the merchant guilds, and I'm going to go into India, into those trading company regions over here, and I'm going to try to get the highest possible trade income, or trade value rather, in the English Channel by 1600. So I don't need to take Stockholm for myself, but yeah, you would obviously want to take that if you want to do one faith or something as the religion of Norse. So yeah, but anyways, going on down this mission tree, I can already click that because I have more than 1000 development, and I'm getting some nice bonuses for 35 years. And I can also finish the last one because I've converted more than 40 provinces in the Britain region, and this is giving me really nice bonuses until the end of the game, especially the 15% manpower and true faith provinces. It's a really nice modifier. And I get the event Restoration of the North Sea Empire. Really nice picture over here. I guess it's from the mod, the Great Exhibition mod. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, referring a little bit to the last North Sea Empire, I can now actually take that decision and make my country the true North Sea Empire. As you can see, my country name is the North Sea Empire, and obviously everything in Ironman mode. I can still do all of these achievements. I'm the North Sea Empire of Denmark, apparently still keeping the Danish flag. But yeah, anyways, and I'm going to go into India now, and we'll see where the English channel ends up until 1600. Okay, before we come to the end of the campaign, just a little update. 20 years before the end of the challenge over here. The English channel right now has a trade value of 378 right now, quite nice. And I've just took the economic hegemony because I've reached 1000 income. Actually, as you can see, the income is already at 1.1k. But yeah, I'm now actually scaling extremely fast because I changed my government reform to a plutocracy through this like 5th or 6th monarchy reform. You can change to a republic, and then if you have more crown land and all the estates loyal, then you can take the plutocracy. And yeah, I've got enormous trade league. Obviously all of those are trading cities created by me in every trade node that I own a province in. And yeah, therefore my trade steering is actually extremely strong. So now the time has come, the moment of truth. It is 3 months before 1600. Right now the English channel is on 900, almost 1000 trade value. I'm collecting 2200 in it because of my trade efficiency. Yeah, and I actually right now destated some stuff over here which shouldn't affect the trade value at all. And I'm now 50% English, and I'm going to switch to the primary culture of English. Actually, you can see that I spent all of my mana points on deving those provinces over here. They are almost all on 20 or 30, so the trade value is going to go directly into the English channel. So I'm going to switch to the primary culture of English now, and I'm able to get a new merchant doctrine, navy doctrine. Okay, I get that for 8,000 ducats because I'm actually having around 600 light ships all around the world, so this 33% would be quite nice. Yeah, and then I'm obviously going to form the British nation right now, and yeah, we are Gutnish ideas still, but we are going to switch to the British ideas because they have 20% more goods produced. I'm going to lose those two modifiers. They are going to hurt a little bit, but I think it's going to be totally worth it. I'm going to do it. Take the new ideas, and Now I'm actually no longer the North Sea Empire, sadly, but I have new ideas which give me 20% goods produced globally, which increases the total goods produced right now on 155%. And there are not the local modifiers included, as for example prosperity and something, and trade company investments that I did over in those trade companies over here. So it's actually a little bit more in some places, but that's insane. So yeah, quite nice. And I can click a few missions, I would guess, actually. So as it's super satisfying, let's just do it. That one. Nice. Mana generation, I can invest that later. And then obviously that. Nice. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Get that. Oh, get another 15% trade power abroad and another 20% trade steering. Very nice. Another Diplo points. Spice Islands. I didn't do that, sadly, but yeah, I just hadn't enough time for that. Another ship trade power plus 20% and merchant trade power plus 10. That is actually insane for 15 years. Grow the channel. Another goods produced modifier plus 5%. And that's it. And now let's see how the trade value actually increases in the English channel. Yeah, actually everyone is leaving the coalitions, and yeah, everything is leaving the coalition. There we go. We've got actually another mission, which I don't really know what it is. Ah, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, I get another 150 admin points. Naval tradition, sure. Okay, and actually before I now go on, I'm going to dev a little bit of those provinces with the mana we got, and then we'll see with which result we are getting in the end. And this is right now the end of this campaign, at least for me. I did the challenge, obviously, of getting the highest possible trade income in your home trade node until the year 1600, which is basically because of this event. And this is the global trade, which spawns obviously in the trade node, which is the most value in it. And yeah, we managed to get the English channel with the deving up like 30 ducats more, and we are right now at the value of 1,128 ducats of trade value in one trade node. And yeah, obviously we, because of that, spawned the global trade over here, so quite nice. And yeah, I would just like to go about a few details over here after the game finishes right now. So we are obviously still having the Norway and Sweden PUs and those marches over here. And yeah, that's my diplomatic map mod around the world. As you can see, we conquered that from Florida, obviously, over here, and we called it New Scotland over here, and we've got yeah, Newfoundland over there. It was Vinland before, but apparently they changed the name. Yeah, I took the Caribbeans over from the Portuguese, and I took also actually this over from at least this over from the Portuguese. This actually from the English. So I'm having right now 4 colonial nations. Not very much actually, but for the matter of trade value, actually, as you can see, the Caribbean and the Chesapeake Bay are the most important. That's, yeah, also quite nice, but not that important. And as you can see, there is almost no trade value to get more from South America. So it's not that bad that I didn't conquer more in South America. yeah, instead I conquered a lot more in the trade company regions. I conquered almost the full Ivory Coast. I have 91% over there, transferring 700 ducats to the English Channel. Nice. Yeah, I got obviously the Cape of Good Hope right here, transferring 550 ducats. And I've also got 95% in Zanzibar. Actually, I conquered almost everything except those two provinces. So that basically all the trade value goes out of this trade node. And then obviously I conquered India. And a lot of this stuff actually I got through permanent claims of Denmark. Denmark gets permanent claims over this coastline on Deccan over here and on this coastline of Bengal over here. So that was quite helpful actually. And I did trading companies in the Deccan trade node, in the Coromandel trade node, in Bengal and in Gujarat over here. And yeah, I went into Malacca also because yeah, Malacca is basically, as you can see, almost everything goes out, even though I have just those few provinces over here. Because I'm having 84 lightships in there. And yeah, because Malacca, also because of the Indian trade and the Siam trade over here, is one of the best trade nodes of all in the game, I would say. Yeah, but let's just go through my nation real quick. In the end of the game, my ruler is an entrepreneur, actually quite nice for the income, but it's not that I needed income or something. Yeah, obviously we are a great republic with those government reforms over there. We are actually allied only to Naples and Ming because yeah, we rivaled every greater nation that is around still. So yeah, we've got a little coalition over here. We've got a huge trade league, obviously. Yeah, we are making an income of 3,260 ducats over here, and a balance of almost 3k, as you can see. Like the expenses are yeah, in relation to my income, are they actually minimal, even though I'm probably actually still over my force limit. Yeah, I'm over my force limit a little bit, and I'm also over my naval force limit a lot, actually 200 ships, but yeah, it doesn't matter actually. I'm paying 100 for the fleet. If I wouldn't be over the fleet, then I would make even more, but yeah, I have more than enough money, I would say. Yeah, trade, obviously the most interesting thing is about the trade efficiency and trade steering over here, quite nice, and also the goods produced, obviously, which is one of the keys to get this done as I did it over here. Yeah, we are ahead in the technologies. We took administrative over here and quantity after that, because obviously the coring and the manpower, and then I got trade, and the policy between trade and quantity gives 20% goods produced, and the policy between those two give actually 20% trade efficiency. And after that point, which was around Tech 10, obviously, I got basically enough money to do everything, and that is, in my opinion, it is one of the key moments in the game. You have to reach that point where you can do everything, where you don't have to watch out for money or respectively for manpower as well, because yeah, obviously it's all together with money. Yeah, then at that point you basically win. Yeah, so the British mission is quite nice modifiers over here, giving me some more trade efficiency and some more goods produced actually. Yeah, that we could convert to actually every other nation, every other religion, as we are considered pagan, as we are obviously Norse over here, and we took that Njord deity, but actually we took it just in the last 10 years, because before that I actually took always the Odin, I think, is a deity, which gives minus 10% core creation cost, which I added up with that 25% and the 15% in the traditions of Gotland that I was before, obviously. Yeah, and I've got quite some army professionalism, because I have money to drill the armies. And yeah, that's my subjects map mode. Actually, you can see all of these trading companies. Actually, almost everyone is giving me a merchant. I just quite didn't get it on this one, but yeah, all the others are. And yeah, that's quite nice. And I'm having also 85% crown land, because they are all having, especially the nobility, having such a low influence and giving me a lot of crown land if I conquered some provinces. So yeah, that's quite nice. That's the religious map mode. That's our diplomatic map, our political map mode. Looks quite nice. Would be nicer actually if you would keep the North Sea Empire tag, but yeah, whatever. I was here to get the highest trade value, and I wanted to show you that actually the combination of Gotland, starting as Gotland, forming Denmark to be basically a better Denmark, switching to the Norse religion, exploiting our subjects, going colonial, going into the trading company regions. I wanted to show you that the Norse faith, it isn't a meme, it isn't just a meme, at least, and Gotland as well. Gotland into Denmark, into a North Sea Empire actually. It's not a meme at all. It's super strong, and I would even say it's a little bit OP because of the 45% goods produced modifier that you get from exploiting your subjects and from getting the Norse faith. I think it was quite fun for me at least, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. So let me know in the comments if you did something else in the past already, or if you want to do it in the future. And maybe you'll get a higher trade value actually as I did. And yeah, that would be nice to see how that works. So we'll see, I guess.